Jones.
Yes.
Vixen.
Here.
Clouser.
Here.
Hauser. King.
Here.
Salvia.
Here.
Trent.
Here.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the
United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so public comment, scheduled, non-scheduled, and presentations. We are going to start with the swearing in of Chief Dema. Making it official, come on up.
Is any of the chief's family here?
Yes.
Watch it. Do you want them up here, Leanne, or after?
I swore on the piece.
Come on up.
Yeah.
I got a big group, sorry.
That's all right. Yay.
You can introduce them after.
Yeah, thank you.
Here's the top here. It's the basketball player.
I don't know if they cuddle up, maybe not.
Let's look on
Some lawn action there.
Yeah.
Raise your hand. Do you, Scott Dema, swear to support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Michigan, and faithfully perform the duties of Fire Chief for the City of Rochester to the best of your ability?
I do.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Okay, stay there so we can introduce you.
So I'll introduce my family real quick before I speak here. So far left is my wife Mary, my son Jared, my son Nate, his wife Haley, my two daughters Gabby and Michaela, who had hip surgery, that's why she's on the crutches, and my dad, Jerry. I have my sister-in-law Christy and my brother in the back row, Chris. So I have a couple other ones that just could not make it just due to not feeling well. So we have come from a big family, 6 kids. 2 girls and 4 boys, so we are definitely a big family. I just want to say thank you to the Rochester City Council, the city manager, Nick Banda, for the trust and confidence that you have placed in me by appointing me as the next Rochester Fire Chief. I am deeply honored by this opportunity to serve the city of Rochester and its residents. I'm also grateful to Chief John Cieslik for his 49 years of dedicated service and for helping build a strong foundation within the city of Rochester. Thank you for your assistance over the past few weeks in assisting me in the transition. First and foremost, I'd like to thank God for his protection and blessings over my life, my family, and my career. I'd also like to thank my wife, Mary, and our children, Nate, his wife, Haley, Michaela, Jared, and Gabby, for their unwavering support and the many sacrifices, late nights, missed sporting events, and delayed holiday celebrations over the years. Their support and encouragement have meant more to me than words can express. I am equally thankful for the continued support of my brothers and sisters in the fire service, as well as my family and friends who have stood by me throughout my journey. I am committed to upholding the Rochester Fire Department's proud tradition of professionalism, integrity, and community service. I look forward to working collaboratively with the city leadership, the fire department members, and the community to meet the evolving needs of the city of Rochester. Again, thank you for this opportunity. I look forward to working with each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Why don't the firemen and women who came come up front and we'll do a picture with the official chief. How does that sound? Yep. Congratulations.
Thank you.
She's got shorts on, I heard. Thank you guys for coming.
All right. Now help him.
For me, yes, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I guess the inside looks better.
Your family.
Yay.
Congratulations.
All right.
Thank you.
Fun part of my job. I just said that. Yeah. Good stuff tonight.
That's why he's so us. Yeah. I'm hearing him. He's like, oh my gosh. Yeah.
I don't think Bill is here. Yeah, so Will's gonna wait, we're gonna, okay. Yeah, well, maybe he'll,
And then he goes
text Bill.
DPW director.
Okay, all right. We're gonna move, we're gonna jump down over B because the good neighbor is not arrived yet. So we will wait, but now we're gonna go to, this is all feel-good stuff tonight. The recognition of David Gasson for his service to the city. David, will you please come up?
Up here?
Up there, yes. We'll let you stand at the podium tonight. We'll let everybody, it's not that they don't care about your.
I totally get it.
They gotta watch the Olympics. They're on to the Olympics.
Exactly. Mayor Pro Tem is going to take it from here.
Yes, thank you. So the mayor was nice enough to allow me to read the proclamation for David Gasson. I just want everybody to know that David Gasson has been on the board longer than I have been around. So he was one of the, yes, so he's been.
Is there an award for that?
There is.
That's what he's getting.
I think, yes, he is. And I'd just like to say that I figured it out that David has been on the planning commission, I think, 30 years. And I was on there for 15 of the 30. So I want to thank David for his leadership on the planning commission, his leadership to the city, always supporting me personally, doing a great job. And as a former special education teacher, always sticking up for people who have special needs in our city and really standing up for that, which I always appreciated. And just what a great city we have, where we have someone who's an architect who's willing to give his time and years and expertise to our planning commission to make our city better. So I thank you, Dave, and we have a proclamation for you. It says, in grateful recognition of 30 years of dedicated service to the city of Rochester, David Gasson, with deepest appreciation for 3 decades of exemplary service and unwavering commitment to thoughtful planning and public stewardship, through your guidance and care, you have helped shape the future of our city and strengthened our community. In honor of the 30 years of service and leadership presented by Mayor Debbie Jones and the council on this date, with appreciation from the residents of Rochester. So thank you so much, David.
Should we do a picture?
Absolutely.
Let's
Yeah.
go do it.
Yep.
Why doesn't all of council go up? What do you think? Okay. Sure.
David, they're going to get a picture with you.
We're gonna all, council's
I know,
going
like,
to
I don't know who's
surround.
taking it.
Jay, will you take a picture?
You wanna use my
J-
phone?
Jared's got it. Oh, Janine's got it, yep.
You got a phone? I know you know how to take a good picture.
That's the best photographer. Yes, professional.
Yes. All right. Thank you. That's a little blurry.
All right, David, good job.
I'm like, like, what's going on there?
I think that kind of,
David, you want to say anything?
I'm like, it's very blurry.
I think you should.
So,
But I get to go first.
Yes.
So I got to say my goodbyes at the planning commission to David.
so
Planner background. It's been such a learning experience for me. We created quite a bond. I love going toe to toe with him because it's really hard to outthink Mr. Gasson. So he's my neighbor. See him on walks all the time. I see him out there. It's great to see his family. So I was proud to serve with you, and I learned a lot from you. And I want to know that you'll be sorely missed on the planning commission. But I get to still see you when I take my walk with my dog. So thanks, David.
Thank you, Nick. I'll just say, what a fantastic experience it has been to be part of the planning commission. It's a real opportunity to serve the community, to serve the city, work alongside of some incredible people on the planning commission, worked with several administrations, several mayors throughout the years. So it's something I'll never forget, appreciate it, and, you know, I'll welcome the opportunity if it ever arises again. If my schedule allows and the city's willing, who knows? Maybe so. Again, thank you very much. I do appreciate the opportunity, all those that have helped me along the way. Thanks.
Awesome.
Thank you.
So we did find out that Bill is out being a good neighbor, I think, right now. So,
I love it.
so we will reschedule it for our next meeting. Next on the agenda is a presentation from Dinosaur Hill. Nick, will you come on up?
Good evening, Mayor Jones, members of City Council. Thank you for the opportunity to be here tonight, and thank you as well to the city staff for your continued partnership and support. I'm speaking this evening as the chair of the board of Dinosaur Hills Nature Preserve on behalf of our staff, our volunteers, and board members. Dinosaur Hill is a place where education, nature, and community intersect. That work is possible thanks to our long-standing meaningful partnerships with the city of Rochester. And we are grateful for that collaboration. So, what's changed since last year? Over the past year, Dinosaur Hill has remained focused on its core mission while implementing several important incremental changes. Program demand and community use remain strong, particularly for field trips and shared community access, even as we see enrollment shifts driven by broader regional demographics. We've expanded and diversified programming, clarified and stabilized public access hours, and deepened partnerships with the city and other community organizations. Internally, leadership capacity increased with the addition of a director of operations role, allowing for clearer day-to-day management and more intentional long-term planning. Overall, this has been a year of strengthening systems, partnerships, and responsiveness rather than major structural change. I'll talk next about programs and community impact. In 2025, Dinosaur Hill welcomed more than 4,200 field trip attendees. The number of Rochester Community School field trips has stayed fairly consistent from year to year. What has changed is the number of students per trip, which has declined. And that aligns with broader area-wide decreases in the population of school-age children, which is about 1% a year. It's a trend many other similar organizations have been observing, not just ours. Beyond field trips, we hosted 88 Dinosaur Hill-led classes and programs, serving just over 500 participants. Both of these numbers are up from the prior year. We also hosted 17 Scout Badge workshops for a range of scouting organizations. And outside of formal programming, Dinosaur Hill continues to function as a shared community space. In 2025, we hosted 36 community organization meetings at no cost, including those for Trout Unlimited and the Oakland Astronomy Club. We partnered on 14 joint programs and activities with other organizations such as Rochester Pollinators, Rochester Hills Public Library, and Pink Creek Center for the Arts, and others. Volunteer support remains essential to how we operate. Last year, community members donated more than 1,300 volunteer hours. That number is up from the year before and reflects strong engagement from neighbors, groups, and volunteers who care deeply about this place. And on that note, I'd like to thank our volunteers, our staff, and our neighbors who support Dinosaur Hill in both visible and behind-the-scenes ways. This work would not be possible without them. I also want to take a moment to invite you to visit Dinosaur Hill in person. We're open to the public on Fridays from 1 to 5 p.m. and on weekends from 12 to 5. Field trips and classes take place Monday through Friday. And when those programs are in progress, the building is unlocked and available for restrooms, questions, and informal public access, consistent with how the facility is traditionally operated. The building is also open during no-cost community organization meetings hosted by groups such as Trout Unlimited, the Oakland Astronomy Club, and Girl Scouts. Compared to last year, our public access hours are clearer and more consistent. This year, we increased the number of classes offered in from January through June and added special activities like nature-themed cookie decorating, a ceramic mug class, and an upcoming pressed flower framed craft activity. We've also expanded our outreach with the Rochester Hills Public Library partnering on birding classes held at Dinosaur Hill in connection with a grant that the library received. Our partnership with the City of Rochester continues to be an important part of our work. Our staff are consistently complimentary of the Department of Public Works, and we're especially appreciative for their professionalism and responsiveness of the DPW director and his team. The community garden, which we operate in partnership with the city, remains very popular. Every available plot has been spoken for every single year of its existence. During the Pink Creek Trail improvements, Dinosaur Hill worked with the city to make trail improvements within the nature preserve so that the community could continue to access the outdoor space. Those improvements were funded through our restricted endowed funds, made only possible by generous community support. This level of philanthropy enabled the project to move forward without using the city operating funds, and we're pleased to proceed with the pairing while respecting our donors' intent. I'll also mention one small but meaningful example of how Dinosaur Hill stays connected with the broader community. Our Blooms for Kindness fundraiser, formerly known as Daffodils for Dinosaurs, is currently underway. And for decades, Dinosaur Hill has partnered with the OPC Rochester Meals on Wheels to deliver flowers with meals, helping brighten the day for our local seniors. It's a simple program, but one that reflects the spirit of kindness and community connection that has long been a part of Dinosaur Hill's work. City funding supports both public-facing operations and access at Dinosaur Hill. These funds are used intentionally with board oversight and not applied toward unrestricted or unmanaged spending. At a high level, the organization remains financially stable. Revenue is derived from a mix of program income, contracts, and donations. Reserves and endowed funds are managed conservatively and in alignment with donor intent, with a focus on sustainability and continuity rather than short-term expansion. In September, we promoted Ellen Witz to the Director of Operations. This change strengthened day-to-day operations and allowed Sunil, our Executive Director, to focus more fully on strategic direction and long-term organizational needs. The structure supports a steady and intentional transition of responsibilities over time, rather than abrupt change. We're currently in the process of strategic planning and expect to bring on new board members during this first and second quarters of this year. The timing is being considered carefully so that new and fresh perspectives can meaningfully contribute to that planning work. One of the areas we are monitoring closely is enrollment and tuition classes. Enrollment in these classes has declined compared with prior years, with many regularly sold out. And this is a trend that's being observed at other nature centers as well. In response, Dinosaur Hill is creating new types of classes, expanding partnerships with community organizations, and working intentionally to reach new demographics within our community. This is an area of active management and adaptation rather than inaction. Before I wrap up, I want to again thank the people who make Dinosaur Hill work day to day, our staff, our volunteers, the DPW, our neighbors who show up, pitch in, and care deeply about the preserve. Looking ahead, Dinosaur Hill remains focused on high-quality education programming, responsible stewardship of the nature preserve, and broad community access. We're grateful to the City of Rochester's continued partnership and understand the challenges involved in making funding decisions in a tight budget environment. Thank you for the opportunity to share this update. Happy to take any questions.
Council? Start. I'm going to see if Councilmember Trent has anything to add, because you're our liaison.
Yes, I have been in communication with the Executive Director, Sunil, and also briefly with Nick Gatos, have discussed a few things. And basically, I have asked for increased hours of operation with the new Director of Operations, because it is a city building, and I think it shouldn't be increased. Adding new board members, we need to align the new board members with the vision that we will be working on to tell we need to find board members that have our vision, like where is Dinosaur going? What is it going to be when it gets bigger? or older, or next year. Strategic planning. And I also would like to state that I think we will need to see an annual report with revenue and expenses and how we can grow that, how we can work together, and how we can align the city's vision with the vision of the Board of Directors of Dinosaur Hill. That is my goal.
That is to build off that, thank you. Do we usually receive an annual report? Is that something we have scheduled to have?
Our finance processing is typically slower than most. So right now I have the 2024 numbers, but I don't have 2025 yet. So
Okay.
what I'll do is I'll get something over with the 2024 numbers.
And who would be pulling that together then? What staff member?
That'd be Ellen.
Ellen. Okay, and just curious about the staffing, so the positions that you mentioned, what is their role? So, yeah.
So Sunil, who is our executive director, is pretty much in charge of strategy and the longer-term thinking. She's part-time. Ellen Witz, who's our director of operations, has been taking on more responsibility as we expect that she'll be moving into that full executive director position at some point.
Okay.
And she's been with us for a very long time, and has been working on our finances and administration, and supporting us for decades. So we're very happy to move someone up from within our organization.
Oh, for sure, I agree with that. And I would think that an executive director probably does need to be full-time in that role, so that's what your
Yeah.
goal is?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's a transition period.
okay. Councilmember Salvia.
Yeah, thank you, Nick. And just really want to thank Dinosaur Hill for their partnership with particularly the trails and that improvement. The residents, our neighbors, everyone loves that, and it's getting a lot of use. So I want to thank you for that. And then also, there's lots of people that watch. So how many board openings are available, and how would someone apply to be a member of the board of Dinosaur Hill?
They can easily send an email to info@dinosaurhill.org, or get in touch with me personally. And we have plenty of opportunities.
So more than one seat is available? There's
Yes.
multiple seats?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Thank you. Just two other quick questions. The community garden, I know that's been a lot of discussion as far as the weeds and who's managing it, and hoping this year there's some changes. What is the status on the community garden?
I believe that that we've worked out a agreement with the DPW for some of that upkeep, and using the funds to pay for that.
The fund, so the Dinosaur Hill funds would pay for the labor involved in keeping that less weedy and, okay. And then are there any plans for any major changes? Because I know with the endowment that you spoke of, that there were other things mentioned in that. Is there still, I think there was something about a outdoor learning center or something. Is that something that's strategically a direction you're going, or?
Yeah, right now it's pretty open. Last year was interesting, to say the least, in terms of opportunities that may have come and gone.
Yeah, that's true.
So it was definitely a non-typical year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
right now we're there's less large things on the table, more getting our ducks in a row for the short term.
Day-to-day type things. Okay, I appreciate that. And it is such a gem to our community. And to Councilmember Salvia's point, that path now that I know was planned with the city in coordination with that endowment has brought so many more people into Dinosaur Hill. And of course, because they can't go down the trail, and
Right,
that is
yeah.
the detour,
They
is
don't have a
bringing a
choice.
lot of people into Dinosaur Hill, whether they want to be or not. So hopefully, I'm excited by all that extra traffic, and so many people now know about the direction strategically you've got plans for. So
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, it's nice.
It's an exciting year ahead.
Hopefully it'll instill some habits for people to continue. to
Right.
take-
I would
take a
think so,
detour.
too. Anyone else? Yeah.
Yes,
Councilmember Trent.
I do want to thank you, the board, although I'm on it, but as a city council member, that money for the trail was phenomenal, and it was $150,000, so it wasn't just a little bit of money. So it really made a big difference with everything coming together and the bridge, being closed, so really pushing people by Dinosaur Hill. So I hope that I can work with you guys, with the board and also Ellen to figure out how to bring people in, so that will open it up for more hours so we can increase that attendance, and also to have real clarity on what each quarter we're going to do. So I hope that I will be able, my goal would be to bring this information to the city council on what is this year going to look like quarter by quarter.
Okay.
How are we going to reach some of those goals? So, yeah, thank you so very much. And
Thanks, Marilyn.
yeah.
Thank you. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
All right, now to any unscheduled public comment. Is there anyone that has anything they want to share? Anyone at home, online? Who's? Megan?
Thank you. We have no one online.
Okay. We're going to move on to the approval of the consent agenda, and what we have in there tonight is the check register report. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Mayor Pro Tem motion, support by Councilmember Trent.
Jones.
Clerk? Yes.
Vixen.
Yes.
Clauser.
Yes.
King.
Yes.
Salvia.
Yes.
Trent.
Yes.
There is no old business, public hearings, legislative deliberation, and so now we're on to reports and regular business. And I think this is Chief George coming up. Consideration of a request to approve the Oakland County P25 simulcast system interlocal agreement between the City of Rochester and Oakland County.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. So I just want to make this simple. There's a lot of pages here, but this is actually pretty simple. So back in 2024, the county implemented a new P25 radio system that is integrated with the Michigan Public Safety Communications System. And this applies to our prep radios, our mobile radios, and our dispatch consoles. And if you ever drive around Michigan, you see the big radio towers, that's the state system, and that's integrated with the county system. So we used to be members, we still are members of the old radio system that Oakland County used or owned. That was back in 2004. So the Oversight Committee has developed this policy here, several pages. They've been developing this for some time, and since we are users in the new system, in order to terminate our agreement with the old system, we have to sign this interlocal agreement. Mr. Crod has reviewed the agreement. There was some concern or question about cost. We are first responders. Right now, we don't pay costs. So if you look in your phone bill, you'll see 911 surcharges. That pays for this radio system, which is about 60+ million. Now, I can't guarantee you in the future there won't be any charges, because when I was in Macomb County, we got charged per radio, and we just had a budget that we have there's no say in that. It is what it is. But right now, it's free to us. So the purpose of this new radio system is two things: connectivity and interoperability. Back in the days when you got on your prep radio or even your car radio, if you left the city here, we'd have a difficult time communicating with our dispatch. It's like you have those walkie-talkies and you go hunting, your distance is like a mile. That's what the old radio system was like. And what's nice about this system, we have so many events here. For instance, the lighting ceremony, we had 7 different police agencies here. So all we have to do is go to one special event channel on our prep radios, and we can all communicate effectively with one another. Back in the days, we couldn't do that. Another feature of this new radio system is there's a panic button on here, this orange button, if you can see. if I'm in trouble, all I have to do is press this button, this alarm will signal to the state and also our dispatch. They know who's signaling the radio, and it has GPS, it will let them know where I'm at. So it is this is a beautiful radio system, 800 megahertz. This particular radio system, this supports over 100 police, fire, and PSAP agencies in Oakland County, and we can communicate with over 2,000 law enforcement agencies over the state. So the bottom line is this, today, if you agree, the mayor would sign this agreement, and I would submit it to the county for review, and basically, we eliminated the old system agreement, the 2004 agreement, and we're on the new system agreement. That's all it means, and there's no cost, so.
Councilmember Salvi.
Yeah, I have a question. So Chief, do we really have any choice? Like, is it Oakland County, or does the state have a separate one, or is this really, I mean, it sounds like a great option, but just want to know, do we have any choice?
We have no choice. Every police and fire agency in Oakland County is on the system here.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve the agreement as presented.
Support.
I'll support.
Support. Councilmember Clauser. Any other discussion? Yeah, I have one quick question, because you mentioned they could decide as when your previous job. Once we sign this, are we locked into no charge, or could they decide?
No, if they want to charge us, they're going to charge us.
Okay.
You know, sometime, like the 911 surcharges only go so far, so the cities will have to, pay that overage. I mean, they could improve the system tomorrow, and they may come to us and say, hey, you have to pay $100 per radio. I think my last agency, it was around $6,000 a year for the entire department, and we had double the radios. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a reasonable fee, but it's something we can budget. But right now, we don't have
It's
to worry
free.
about it.
Okay. All right. Madam Clerk.
Jones.
Yes.
Vixen.
Yes.
Clauser.
Yes.
King.
Yes.
Salvia.
Yes.
Trent.
Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, next, consideration to approve a request to award a contract with Advanced Rehabilitation Technology to clean and televise the city sewers in the amount of $227,376 for 1 year. This would be, okay, here we are, Director Schaefer.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you pretty much almost summed it up. So,
Okay, there we go. Can we take a vote? No.
So yes, we're going out for approval, obviously, from you this evening for a contract to do the sanitary and cleaning throughout the city pipes and the city easements. This will be a 6-year project. So what we did is we broke the city into 6 sections. So this number that you see this evening would just be for section 1, year 1. If everything goes well and we like them and seems to work out, we'll ask to hold that contract and move on to year 2, 3, and 4, and 5, and 6. So, yeah, we had very good numbers come in. We had 11 bidders come in. So we had a great response with advanced technology. So, yeah, this evening we're looking to have the approval of the $227,376 with advanced technology. I did get the question how often this is done. Sanitary was done in 2011 and storm was done in 2015.
Council members, any questions? Councilmember Salvia.
Yes. So question. So since this is a 3-year project to do the whole city, and we had very favorable quotes, do we have an opportunity to pull ahead some of the additional year's work to maintain kind of the, not a budget number, but kind of a allocation of the 3 years of work that had been discussed at asset management?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, we have it mapped for a 6-year project right now, but if everything goes right, with the numbers coming in low, like storm, for instance, we have 140,000 budgeted, so, and you'll see that 88,000 of it is storm, so yeah, we essentially could do 2 years in 1.
So if we approve this tonight for the 220,000, what would that look like? Would you come back?
Correct. We want to see how they perform, how it goes, if we have any issues. But if everything goes like what we see and what we want, yeah, we'll come back to you and say, hey, year 1 went good, and we're looking to move forward to year 2, so we'll definitely bring it back to you.
And this is already budgeted, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Madam Mayor, if I may, and I see Mr. Kenjic here from the, representing some of the associations on the east side. after we get some experience with this group, and if we like what they're doing, the prices are right, we're going to, they've already talked to them to see if they'd be willing to work with the associations who have private storm systems that might need some televising and cleaning. So, but we don't want to give them a bad contractor, so we want to test them out a little bit, kick the tires. If it's good, then we can work with the association to see if they can jump on it. Like we do with our cement contractors, a lot of times after hours doing our job, private residents can have cement work done on their own, so same thing.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
I just have a quick
Councilmember
question. I think maybe there's just an error on the worksheet that was in our packet. It shows the storm sewers, local roads as a negative 78,000 for advanced rehabilitation technology.
You looking at the bid sheet, the
Yeah.
first sheet?
There's brackets around it. I agree with her. It looks like just an error, like I don't know why that would be bracketed.
I assume that's a,
Yeah,
I thought
that's-
somebody said 88,000, so
Well,
it's,
I took storm and I took local and major and added it together.
okay, so I think maybe just brackets were added.
Yeah, I'm not sure why, and it's only advanced, it's like that too.
I'm sure they're not doing it for free.
They're paying us.
They're paying us.
Okay, but the 88 you quoted was for those two things, then?
Yeah, I added local and major together,
Got it.
yeah. And this would have to come back to you because the number will move, because the number's by footage. So say it's 226 or 27, it could be plus or minus depending on the section and the footage. So we'll definitely bring it back.
Any other questions? Is there a motion? Councilmember Saab.
I'll make a motion to approve this contract to Advanced Rehabilitation Technology for the sum of not to exceed $220,000.
Support?
Support?
Support. Mayor Pro Tem support. Madam Clerk?
Jones.
Yes.
Vixen.
Yes.
Clouser.
Yes.
King.
Yes.
Salvia.
Yes.
Trent.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Good, we're set. Okay. Next, we have the receipt of the 2025 Planning Commission Annual Report. Rich, who is the Chair of Planning Commission, come on up.
You answered my question.
I saw you smiling.
Well, first, I'd like to say I'm honored to be here as the newly elected chairperson of the Planning Commission and the confidence that my peers have shown in me. I've got some very tough shoes to fill in following Mr. Gasson and all the years that he's been involved with the Planning Commission. In regards to this report, I'm not going to read through everything that's presented. I'll try to summarize things, but before I get into that, I would like to recognize some other people that served on the Planning Commission in the past year because we've had a little bit of turnover. Eric Lord had been a long-term commissioner. He left in January. And then Jessica and Nancy also served on the commission, and their roles changed in November, so I'd like to acknowledge them for the work that they've done as well. Overall, we met every month as a planning commission to talk about the various projects that were being developed within the city. We also held a joint workshop with the city council back in January of last year, more of a planning session, if you will. And then we also had a training session that was also a joint collaboration with City Council and the Zoning Board of Appeals, and that happened in October. There are 14 different projects that are listed in this report. They cover site plans, special exceptions, and amendments. This year was a bit unusual. We had 3 difficult projects where basically we put a stop to the development. I don't know why, but we had 3 projects where they just decided to go out and do whatever they wanted to without consulting the Planning Commission. One had basically their project denied and they had to revert it back to the original condition and at the same time make some improvements because their building had some blighted conditions. Then on top of that, we put a stop to another project that, and asked them to come back and submitted plans or new plans. They came back this past meeting and there were some other, questions and whatnot, so they're going back to the drawing board again and probably coming up with one more draft. And then finally, there's one that's basically stopped altogether, just waiting for some investigative work to be conducted to find out whether the applicant's position is correct or the city's position is correct. Comment a little bit about the Zoning Board of Appeals. There are 6 projects. There were 5 that were approved, zoning variances that were approved, including one that was previously overturned. And then there was one project that was tabled. I don't know any of the details behind any of these projects, so. But then, in regards to the Zoning Board of Appeals, they did submit 3 requests to the Planning Commission where they wanted to see some changes to the zoning ordinance. The Planning Commission actually denied all 3 requests because they felt that in 2 cases, the request was kind of contrary to the zoning ordinance intent, and also kind of contradicted the character of where Rochester wants to be, front porch type community. And then the last request, it happens so rarely that the Planning Commission basically felt that it should stay with the zoning board in case it ever came back. So if it needed to go beyond that, then we could work through the process. So that's basically what's transpired in the past year. We are now working on our goals and objectives for 2026, and hopefully we'll be presenting those here at an upcoming meeting very soon.
Any questions from council members? Councilmember Clauser,
First, I just want to thank the Planning Commission for the report and all the work that you guys do throughout the year. I really appreciate having this documented and brought to City Council to keep us informed. I think it meets the statutory requirements, and I think it provides a helpful record of activity. In future annual reports, I think there's an opportunity to include a little more detail around the impact and outcomes of those decisions. In addition to just the approvals and denials. So for example, things like how many housing units were supported, were these in the DDA? How many of these were missing middle housing that's in our master plan, or mixed use? And then that ties to does the work that's happening at the Planning Commission align with some of those broader city priorities? So that's just a suggestion for future reports, because I think that would make it meaningful and even actionable in some ways for us if we had some of that information.
Councilmember Trey.
Yes, thank you for bringing this to us. I know you have just recently been appointed. Congratulations as being a board chair. And I know that you've been working on some things behind the scenes, just trying to kind of right-align some, communications. That's all, or that's what I understand. So this is one part of it. So I just have a question as to, this is not all of the projects that were put forth, because wasn't there one on East and Fourth, or I guess to understand, it's starting in April, or is that when the approvals were starting? I'm just looking at the development reviews. I just want to.
This report was actually put together by McKenna, so I don't know what methodology they followed. I could double check this against the minutes of the previous meetings, because I too thought there were some things that were missing.
Yeah, I thought the East and Fourth, and then there was the auto shop. That one was that physical therapist. Yeah, I don't see that in here. I don't know. I just asking. Would you ask them? Mm-hmm. And there was some.
It was a special project. It was a special project.
There were some. I think there's another one. Let me think. One we turned down. That was going to be. That was declined. It was the where the auto shop was, that the 4-story wanted to be taller, or something like that.
Years ago.
That was years ago? Okay, let's see. Okay, ages me, I guess.
The 15-foot ceilings, remember?
Yeah, okay, I don't know. Maybe it just stuck to my brain, but just have them double check. It just looked like a couple of things. But thank you so much. This is very helpful as a good start, and tell McKenna as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree that I think this report's great for the residents also, to have an understanding of what Planning Commission has been doing, so, yes.
Thank you. I haven't had the opportunity to congratulate you, so congratulations. I really look forward to you in this role. Great opportunity for you to use your leadership and your experience and clearly your passion to serve our residents. So I'm really excited about that and look forward to what you're going to bring to this board. So thank you. Thank you for the report.
Anyone else? All right, thank you. All right, on to the board, various boards and commission reports. Raya, which is me, we had our meeting on Tuesday, January 27th. Some of the things that we have going on, we just had a spaghetti dinner in the last month and for Fire and Ice, and we had a pancake breakfast on Saturday. So thanks so much to the police department and their support in the community by allowing us to do those events there. Both were successful, and it's a great way for students to get some of their hours in. We have coming up we have our youth recognition banquet, so if anyone has any youth in their organizations, in their nonprofits that have gone above and beyond, this is when we honor them. We do the event at the Calf Barn. You submit your applications into the Raya office. Right now, we have not had a lot of submissions, so we're looking for any students you know that have gone above and beyond, whether it be in a nonprofit or in your neighborhood, within your church. We would love to honor as many kids as we can. And then we also have a scholarship program, and so we're very proud of the fact that we give out two $2,000 scholarships to kids that are going on to further their education, whether it be trade or within a four-year college. And so that was closed already. They were due. We do it through the Rochester Community Schools Foundation, and they go through the scholarships, give them back to us, and then we decide who we're going to honor. And I think that's it. The Planning Commission report. That would be Christian, who is not here tonight.
I can do it if you want.
So, sure. Or we can have Rich come back up.
Yeah.
The first item we have is a public hearing for the community house. It's been through a few iterations, budget considerations, so we had a public hearing. That was basically the new proposal without a basement, and that was approved. So we've got two approvals, one with the basement, one without it, so we're good to go there and appreciate the work that they had to do there. Then we had these are considerations where Planning Commission listens to the report from the petitioner, and then if they like what they hear, they set a public hearing for the next available date. So there were three of those last meeting. First was 235 Main Street for a facade change. That set a public hearing. So that was Lucido's. So the Lucido family, who's across the street renting from the Mitzelfeld's, been there a long time. And Joe Lucido, his dad was there, the whole family was there basically, and their architect did a great job. And they have purchased they have purchased the Heritage Gallery. It's a 15,575 square foot building. They're taking the entire building. And if you look inside the windows now, it's been demoed already in the inside. You can see the old the old gas station walls that were still there. I think it was Sinclair. You can actually see that inside the building. It's pretty cool. So they're putting in, I think they said it, well, maybe they didn't, over $10 million into this project, not including the cost of this project of the land. So if you looked at it from the sky, you can see there's a false facade on the building, and there's a big hole, if you will, in the middle. That's one story. They're putting a second story in that middle portion for their offices. They're having fine watch repair technicians taking up a majority of the building. Then Mayor Salvi and I spent, 2 hours with them on a Friday night or something, and they went through every detail of the inside of that building. It's world class. So it's not just Rolex watches. There's 5 brands of watches. It's an experience for jewelry, for weddings, for watches, it's going to bring people from around the world literally to come into this building. There's only 5 of them in the entire planet. And this is their flagship for between here and I think it was New York was the other one, or was it Miami?
Not many.
Not many. So anyway, they did a great presentation. They need a very large parking waiver. Planning Commission is very conservative about and consider deep consideration goes into even a 2 or 3 car parking waiver. So they were charged with explaining why would they buy a building that big knowing they needed a lot of parking waiver. And so they have a business plan, they're going through how that operation works. And I think the quote from Joe Lucia was, if I get, because it comes out to 96 spaces they need by ordinance. He's like, if I get 96 people in this building in a day, I'm golden. I won't be asking for anything. So they're going through their business plan. Vidya's already been working with staff. Jeremy's been working with them. In multi-use buildings like this, you can break down the parking. So they're going through these standards to get to that. So we'll have a report, not next month, but the month after that. And then we're going to also have Dave Custer do a parking evaluation of all the lots on the west side where the people potentially should park. So I think we're going to get there. And then one of the projects that Mr. Kendrick talked about was Main Street Billiards had originally came into what they were hoping to do was to just fix rotted wood in the front of the building. It got more than that. They got a little over their skis, put up batting, ready to change the facade. It kind of looked like the 429 rooftop and bar, the old Mr. B's, where they put vertical cedar. So they thought, oh, it's wood to wood. It doesn't work that way, so we had to stop them, and we've been working with them to come in. They brought in new renderings. Planning Commission strongly is encouraging them to renovate the back also, to try to match them up, et cetera. So I believe they'll be on the next public hearing. So they've been working with us carefully. And then 413 South Main was a payment in lieu for one parking space. It's where Shamrock Travel is. They decided to move to the back of the building. Ratatouille, Tanya, was in there for a long time in the back, and she moved out. So then Shamrock decided they don't need the window space, so they pushed themselves back, which works great for us because once you abandon office use on the first floor on Main Street, you can't get it back. So we were glad to see the Candy Attic, which is in town here at Dr. Tala's facility. So they are, the Candy Attic always wanted to be on Main Street. We just couldn't find them any spot. It's really cool. The owner came in, the passion him and his sister have, it's like an old general store. Kids, grandparents and kids come there a lot to buy the old candies that you could buy and stuff. So they're gonna go into the front portion of the project. We can support the one space, and they'll have a public hearing at the next meeting, and they can get going. So, and then we had the Planning Commission, the annual report that Mr. Kendrick just went through. That's it.
Awesome.
I have a question.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yes, Mayor Pro Tem.
Does the parking override for Lucido's come to the council?
Only if they ask to have a pay in lieu. So if, a payment plan. If they, right now, the initial ask was 62 spaces over. Already in the last week, going through the data, it's in the 40s. They could go to the Planning Commission if they wanted to make one payment of that money before they got a building permit, they could, if it was approved. If not, they come to City Council, but City Council does not have the say on the actual waiver of the parking. That's a Planning Commission function.
So if somebody, in theory, wanted 300 spots, and Planning Commission said yes, and we all didn't agree with that, that's just how it goes. Thank you.
City Manager?
Yes, ma'am.
Quick question. I had some residents asking regarding the Lucido property. They don't have coverings on the windows. Is that not part of our ordinance? Most other buildings, when they're under construction, when they're remodeling, when they're doing things, they cover the windows.
They don't have to.
So they don't have to? Okay, thank you. Just wanted to clarify.
Sure.
Okay, next report is Sister City Councilmember Trent. Oh, it's Councilmember Clauser.
Yes.
Okay.
Really short
We
and
had a meeting on February 3rd, and we had two great presentations. One was from Christy Trevorrow, the Executive Director of Downtown Development Authority here in Rochester, and she spoke mostly about the market and the Graham. And then Pam Valentik, the Economic Development Manager at the City of Rochester Hills, spoke about the Local Development Financial Authority, and they facilitate projects that foster new economic growth and development that lead to the creation of new employment opportunities within Rochester Hills, and they mostly focus in the industrial areas. They were great presentations. I think the main takeaway for me was that those teams talked to each other, which is great, especially at the Sister City meeting. That they're already talking, they share ideas, and there's a lot of things that our teams do to cross-market each other and promote the cities. There are things, obviously, that Rochester Hills has that we don't, and vice versa. We have a downtown. So there's a lot of things that we do together, so that was great to see. They're really good presentations.
Awesome, thank you. Next, we have a report from OPC Mayor Pro Tem.
Yes, we had a meeting on the 5th. We talked about a new schedule, so we have a new schedule, so the OPC is going to be meeting every month on the first Thursday of the month, so that's new. We have a resident, non-resident policy discussion where we're still trying to work out ways to, there's certain classes that people can't get in, and we're trying to work through that. It's
Pickleball.
It's Zumba, sorry. You can tell I don't do
Yeah.
Zumba. Zumba in the pool is where there's issues and things, and, you know, should there be, so all residents, should non-residents be part of it, should there, you know, how do we do that? That's an issue that's been brewing. So we talked about that, we're still working on it. And then we appointed board liaisons to the strategic plan. We have new members, so we're still working on the strategic plan. And that was it.
Thank you.
Do you want to, I can do Principal Shopping District real quick.
Yeah, I was going to, I'm sorry, I jumped
okay.
over because we don't have a representative, but yes,
Yeah.
I have your name there, written there. Sorry.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, so it's a pretty straightforward meeting. They talked about a wrap-up of Fire and Ice, which again, first year that the city, or the DDA and the PSD technically, took that over on their own. Great event. The wind didn't cooperate. The biggest snowman, bouncy thing house was on its side most of the weekend, but the slide it was a ride going down the slide because of the wind. But the food tent was packed. Fireworks were great. So they got really positive response from that. DPW and police and fire and CERT helped immensely. So I think they can keep building on that. The ice carving went great, the synthetic rink went great, so they're excited about that. And then they just went over their goals and objectives for the, getting ready for the budget meeting that we're coming up on in March. That was it.
Awesome, thank you. No miscellaneous. Is there any other public comment? Anyone here? Megan, anyone at home?
Thank you. No one online.
Awesome, okay. Starting with you?
Nothing this evening, Your Honor, thank you.
I would just say knock on wood until this morning on Terry Street. I think the mayor took too long a shower when he popped the water main out there for us. So that was our first main break in this really, really cold. We had some early on, like 3 back to back to back. I think Corey and Steve and the team, Jason, and they're like, oh, here we go. But knock on wood, it held out, and then we had one this morning. They got it corrected by, I think, 11 a.m., I think. So that's great. So the guy's been doing great. It's been very irritating snow. It's too cold to use the salt. It comes down 1 or 2 inches or a half an inch. For people watching, we don't hit that threshold of going to knock on doors and put a hanger on the door to say you have to shovel your walk until it's 3 inches. 3? I think that's right. Yep, 3 inches. So, and if it snows within 24-hour period, it resets the clock. So it's been a little frustrating. I would say we got some really positive feedback that people were trying to keep up with it, but it just kept coming. It's every day. It seems like you get a little bit. It's going to warm up here quick. That should help. Now we're going to have the freeze thaw, so you be very careful on the sidewalks because the grass is basically a dam now, and the water's going to stay. There's no place for it to go. So we're doing the best that we can. Even downtown, at some point they made the decision not to try to shovel them. They were too packed down. It was easier walking on the packed down snow than it was trying to get to that pavement. So I appreciate everybody's patience, and it's starting to warm up tomorrow. Yeah, exactly. So that's it.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem?
Yes, I just want to, we had an exciting day on Terry Street, I might add.
Sorry.
I want to, there's even more. But I want to thank the DPW. They did a great job. Corey called me early when they first found out, so I could have that information and, talk to my neighbors who appreciate it. They really did a fast job. It was just a couple hours and it was fixed. Had a lot of crew out there. And then there was also an issue with the sewer line in front of my house to go to a couple neighbors' houses, and I had a plumber out, And Jason came by and was really helpful and went way above and beyond. And I was out there, it was cold. So they did a great job, so I really appreciate that, and the whole team did a really good job. And yeah, Terry Street was hopping this morning.
How's your basement?
My basement is doing well after snaking and cammering and snaking and cammering and doing some more, and I'm supporting the local plumbers, I think, so thank you, yes. But DPW did a great job today, thank you.
Councilmember
It's
Trent?
been quite an active week here. We gave Chief Sizzlick a goodbye soiree, I guess you'd say, or party, with a beautiful little cake with the, must have come from Home Bakery with the way it was
Yeah.
designed, yes, with the fireman's helmet. And so a lot of people came to say goodbye to the chief and thank him for his time that he gave to the city. And then I went to It Takes a Village caregiving panel at the Rochester Hills Public Library, and as a caregiver, I really appreciated it. They had representatives from Ageways, OPC, Comfort Keepers, a couple of people from the Oakland County Health Department, Rochester Community Schools, talking about the resources they have for caregivers, which was quite a lot. Then they also had talked about the National Institute of Aging. On that website, they have information for caregivers. And they also said caregivers should be taking care of themselves as well. So I appreciated that. So I also went to a goodbye party for Busy Buzz Artisan Market. They will be closing February 28th. I want to thank Pamela Walther for supporting a Michigan artist in our community. And she put in many years. I do not know how long. I wished I did. But that was quite a nice little event, and I got to talk to a lot of the artists there. The last one was Dinosaur Hill, and I really appreciate the fact that they do have speakers or little presentations, and this one was put on by Make Food Not Waste, and you'll be hearing more about that from me because of the Sustainability Committee, but it was an excellent presentation on all the things you can do with food. And did you know you can take the top of your strawberries, cut them off, clean them, cut them off, and then put them in vinegar, and you will have strawberry vinegar. So you can use your food, more parts of it than you realize. Watermelon rinds, you can cut that and pickle it somehow. But basically what young woman was presenting was that you can use more of your food than you realized. She did talk about composting. And I have to say, there are two women that run Make Food Not Waste. I think it's about 6 years old, and they're already working with Eagle and at the state level. So very impressive organization. So you will be hearing from me about that.
Wonderful.
So that's my report.
Hard act to follow.
I know, she's doing better than me, I tell you.
Councilmember Salvian.
I can't top that, so I've got nothing else to add. Thank you.
Hey, I worked on this one.
Councilmember Kane.
Just a couple of things I wanted to bring up from the manager's report this week. I was really pleased to see that the community house grant is back on, that those funds are secured. So $2 million will be coming to help support that project. So that was really wonderful. Thank you, everybody who
Great news.
worked tirelessly to
Great
get those
news.
funds
City.
back.
Yeah.
And then also, I did notice, I was just reviewing the most recent speed report. I didn't have a chance to talk with the police chief ahead of this, but it blows my mind how fast people are going on Parkdale, Ludlow, and Woodward. The amount of people that are going in excess of 30, 35 miles. You have people that are in like the 50-plus range. Like, what is going on? You live there, we're around the corner, there's so many kids, the park, everything. I just can't believe how fast people are going. It's really disappointing to see that. Hopefully we're out patrolling them, at some of those times and catching people and just being aware, like, you need to slow down in those areas. So, thank you for the reports. At least we have a, idea of what's happening there, and hopefully people will be more cognizant of that.
Thank
That's
you.
it.
Thank you. Councilmember Clauser.
I just wanted to note that I will be out of town next week for midwinter break with the family, so I will not be at the next regular meeting.
I won't either.
That's all I got.
Yeah, I was going to say, That will be happening in the next 6 weeks. There will be council members leaving to take vacation, so we will juggle around. You're going to be gone
I'm going to
next
be
week.
in Mexico with the monarch butterflies. I'd like to make that announcement to everyone.
Madam Butterfly with the butterflies.
Going to be with my buds,
I have
Goya
not-
Mill Pines.
I have nothing, but I just wanted to say that we got a thank you note from Neighborhood House for participating in the thousands of pounds of food where we were challenged by Rochester Hills, and they're grateful for what we did for that drive. Other than that, nothing? What time is it? 8:06? 8:06, meeting is
So I met,
done, over.